Ladies and gents, we are back. We got a data mine here for Emblem Eirika. I am a little bit late to the party on this, but I mean, I just woke up. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at her stat line and all of the other things about her, her artwork, and so on and so forth. And there's also quite a lot of talk going around this unit. It's feeling very similar to when Emblem Lyn came out, and there were a decent number of the community was downplaying her and saying she's kind of mid or she's undertuned. We'll dive into that, but here's the artwork to start us off. It's funny how her weapon looks different in basically every art that she's drawn in, but alright, there is Emblem Eirika. Alright, here's the attacking artwork. It's fine. I don't mind this artwork. Alright, here's the special attack. This is a great one with Ephraim in there. It would have been interesting if they were a duo, if they somehow found a way to make them be a duo. But I think this should be the actual concept for duos in the future moving forward. We're going to take a look at the trailer a little bit next, but I guess we can quickly just show this. The attacking animation for this Eirika, where Ephraim will actually hop in for an assist attack here. This needs to be the norm for the duo and harmonic heroes, I think. This is really cool. So Eirika goes in first. Of course, she's the main unit, and then Ephraim comes in next, and they attack together. That really reminds me of the pair-up feature from Awakening and Fates, where you could just double up units, and they would attack together when they're attacking on the map, and the animation would show the paired-up hero coming into attack. So I would love that if they would put that extra attention to detail onto the future duo and harmonic heroes, and instead of having the backpack unit just jumping up and down and cheering, why not have them jump in for an assist attack, right? Like, that would be pretty dope. So hopefully they decide to do that later for the duo and harmonic heroes. Okay, and then finally we got the injured artwork there. I guess one complaint is that the colors are a little too vibrant. Like, she looks very oversaturated with the reds. The reds are a little too bright. Otherwise, though, like, the actual artwork I don't think is too bad. The poses look pretty fine. So, all right, there we go for Eirika's artwork. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the stats for Eirika. So let's also grab our calculator here so we can get her, like, BST here. So 40 HP. We got 45 attack. We have 48 speed, 32 defense, and then 25 res. Gives us a 190 BST overall. Pretty good for a melee cavalry type. And as far as boons and banes are concerned, we have here minus HP. We got plus speed. And we got plus res. Plus speed, plus res, and then minus HP. Interesting. Okay, so obviously you're probably just going to want to go plus speed. She does gain some true damage based on speed off of her special, so that would certainly be the priority. I think her stat line is fine. We got a little bit of defense there. Not really a lot of defense, but enough to maybe get you by in your melee combats. And then she does have true DR on her new A skill. Her new A skill is basically a side grade or maybe even an upgrade to Excel skills, because you're getting true DR and true damage, whereas Excel is only giving you true DR. So for units that just care about DPS, I think Eirika's new A skill is probably better. But for units that you may want to be a little bit more all-rounded with, then Excel is probably better. So there we go for Eirika's stat line and all of that. Oh, she has a Super Bane on attack, I guess. That's one. I'm not always, like, 100% on the money with the Super Banes. I know 22 is a Bane and 12 is a Bane as far as, like, numbers go. But as far as, like, boons, those are the ones that are most important. Okay, so back to Eirika over here. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at her ring effects, because I think this is where... Not the style. I think this is where a lot of people are a little underwhelmed. So Eirika's ring... When she is engaged with an ally, their special gains, when special triggers, boost damage by unit's max special cooldown count value times 4, excluding on AoEs. That is pretty common. We've seen that on multiple rings already, like Celica's and Emblem Lyn's and even Sigurd's. Sigurd's is the only one that works on AoEs, though, because his is movement-based. The amount of damage he gives, it's based on how many tiles your character moves before attacking. Whereas Emblem, Celica, and Lynn's rings are basically doing this. 4 times your special cooldown count value. Okay, then the other effect here is if it's unit's first combat initiated by unit or the first combat initiated by the foe that turn, inflicts attack -4 on unit, and unit gets a brave attack during combat. It only works on units with 1 range, so you can't give it to range type units, and it also doesn't proc with AoE specials, so you can't give it to, like, Emblem Sigurd, for example. So, is this ring any good? I think it's, well, just in general, I think it's a pretty compact way to get brave attacking, because the way you would get it normally on other units is by running a brave attack support. So there's Desert Marissa, for example. There's also Bride Katria, and actually quite a few others now that are giving brave attack support. So that would be the ideal situation, is to just have a unit like that on the team. But you're not always going to be able to have a unit like that on the team. If, for example, in my situation for Aether Raids, in Light Season, I don't have a Mythic Hero that grants the bonus slot. So I basically, my three team slots have to go to Mythic Heroes. Then I have to run a hard bonus hero if one of my Mythic Heroes is not the bonus that season. So running a hard bonus hero, and then I basically have one final slot going towards a unit of my choice. So 4 out of 5 of my team slots in Light Season are predetermined. I only get 1 unit. So there's no room for Desert Marissa, there's no room for Bride Katria, there's no real room for supports at all. So in that particular case, in my case, it actually is beneficial for this ring to exist. I can just give this to my Valentine Edelgard, and then all of a sudden she's got brave attacking, and then she's going to have a much easier time dealing with Valentine Rhea and like certain other near saves that may be tough for her to break through in one round of combat. So I think it's a very economical ring, because you don't necessarily need the support unit on the team to just get brave attacking. It is also heavily restricted, though. You may not want to be taking attack -4, especially when you're using a brave attack. Like, if you're hitting 4 times and you're getting attack -4, that's basically attack -16. That's quite a significant drop to your damage there. So that is kind of sus. And then also, it's only for the first round of combat initiated or tanked on the enemy phase. So you only basically get the brave attack once. Now, that's also very restricted, but we'll take a look right now at a couple of units who I think can really benefit. Particularly the armored units. I think we should just start with them in general. So, armored units, this Edelgard is a brave attacker, and her matchup against Brave Rhea, who we're going to look at or Valentine Rhea, who we'll look at in a moment, is very up in the air. It's like sometimes Edelgard wins, sometimes Rhea wins, and it's not always clear who the winner is going to be. It's like, just engage in combat and find out. Pretty much. You can't really plan for Edelgard winning. I've seen her win consistently. I've seen Rhea win consistently. So who actually wins, I don't know. It's like a 50-50 toss-up there. However, brave attacking for Edelgard's case does tip the scales a lot in her favor, because she'll probably knock Rhea to miracle range and then have that extra hit ready to just finish her off. So Edelgard is a great recipient of the ring. Also, like I said, very economical. You don't need to run a support unit with her to get brave attacking, and then she just takes a billion actions on her own. So that could be very good. Now, I bring up Rhea because she's a save unit, and I think save units are actually very good with this ring, because specifically Desert Marissa does not allow you to trigger the brave attack on save units. So this is an alternate way to get brave attack support on these armor save units now. So Valentine Rhea, Attuned Hector, both of the Needhoggers, like, those units are going to be looking real interesting now, having brave attack, because let's take a look at this unit now. So who has been terrorizing Aether Raid's offense all this while? Emblem Lynn. Ever since she came out, it's like she is the primary threat to deal with for defense teams. Guess what? For her to be able to break through all of these save units, like the Needhoggers and Attuned Hector and so on, she most likely has to have miracle support somewhere. And she's a glass cannon, so if the armor-type units are hitting her, they're going to knock her into miracle range. And if they have a brave attack, they're going to finish her off with the next hit. So basically every hardy-bearing far-save armor type unit is going to just trounce Lyn right now if they've got the Emblem Eirika ring and they're able to hit her twice. So she's not going to be able to just clean bully armored units anymore, which I think is good. There are, of course, a couple of other brave attack unit instances we could show, but I think these are like the 3 most meta-relevant units that are going to be affected by it the most at the moment. Okay, now let's also just skim through the comments section. We can take a look at a couple of comments here where people are trying to downplay Lyn a little bit. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of Emblem Lyn herself, where she came out and people were very on the fence, and then after people used her, they're like, oh yeah, no, she's just busted. Okay, Goro says, she looks very underwhelming compared to previous emblems. Can't think of any melee unit who'd use her style. Well, the thing about the style is that she's actually the only one who can use the style. Her ring does not have the style. Unlike Emblem Lyn's ring, which had the style included, this one doesn't. So, Windsword style is only usable by Eirika at the moment. Legendary Eira also exists. Legendary Eira is sparkable, Eirika is not. I don't really see what Legendary Eira has in common with Eirika. I mean, Eira gives potent support. That's a completely different thing from Brave Attack support. Brave Attack support is better than potent. I mean, potent's very good, but potent is no Brave Attack. You're not hitting 4 times with potent, okay? Also, your potent attack has diminished damage if you're a unit that doesn't have, like, some kind of effect that powers up with potent. So, most units are not getting the full efficacy of their 3rd attack with potent. So, yeah, Brave Attack is better. Yes, Eira is very good. Yes, she is sparkable, but I don't think Eira and Eirika are even comparable as units. They're, like, doing completely different things. Alright, yeah, actually, Chiku, a lot of people were expecting Roy. They were thinking it was going to be an Emblem hero, but they thought it was going to be Roy. Okay, Ren over here says, personally, I think not a good banner to go for. The Brave is not insane. I mean, yeah, I guess we can agree she's not insane, but I think she's actually very good as a unit herself. Let's show her weapon real quick. So, Eirika's weapon here, she's got -1 special trigger. At the start of turn, she's giving empathy to herself and allies in 2 spaces. And also the following status effect where allies get special acceleration per attack. Then she also has Windsword style, which basically lets her attack from 2 spaces. So, you combine that with a cavalry melee type, she's moving 3 spaces, she's attacking from 2 spaces away. If you give her the Sigurd ring, then she can move 4 spaces. So, she has essentially 6 range of reach. She can still Kanto after she attacks. So, combos very well with Sakura. Everyone does, apparently. Every Kanto unit is very good with Sakura. So, Eirika is able to move in, attack something, and then get out of the way. And there's not that many units that can reach that far. Like, there's only a handful of units that can reach from 6 spaces away. So, like, what is there? Emblem Celica? Emblem Lyn with her style? I guess Emblem Sigurd is... Funny how all the Emblem heroes I just named, right? Like, all the Emblem heroes have insane reach. There are a couple of, like, ranged units that have +1 movement, like Yunaka, for example. Yunaka warps in, she's got pass, and then she can attack from 2 spaces away, so, like, she would be an example as well. But there's not many units that have that far amount of reach, so... Yeah, I think she's really good. She has the Brave attacking. She's getting monster amounts of true damage here. Her special is 60% of speed. And then her weapon is giving her 20% of speed. And then she's getting +14 to all stats there. She is going to have empathy as well, so you got to account for that. She's going to be tearing through shit, man. Like, Eirika hitting 4 times. Maybe you got potent support on her if you've got Legendary Eira paired up with her. She's going to be hitting hard, man. She's going to be doing a lot of damage. She's going to be tearing through things and then getting herself back to safety with Sakura. So, I think for sure she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, he says here, Bride Catria, Theo, Winter Cordelia, Harmonize, Marissa they all give Brave attack support. Basically turns your melee into a Brave Bernie. Also, Sigurd can't use the ring. Finally, Martha and Ike are not really that good. Okay, he's talking more so about the banner here, like the color shares. Marth and Ike, they are definitely not meta anymore, I would say. But they still have rings. If you haven't summoned them and you don't have their rings, you probably want to get the rings. And Ike at least has good fodder still. He's got Lagoo's friend still, right? So, like, that's really good. It's hard to say this is a bad banner to summon on. With literally every Emblem hero, all the color shares with the Emblem heroes are good. And if you're a whale, like, there's no reason not to just plus 10 basically all the Emblem heroes. It's just plus 2 to all stats. Most free-to-play units or free-to-play players will not care about that, though. Pongi says, kind of underwhelmed. We'll skip the banner. I wonder if she can take out Rhea with enough support. That'd be interesting. Brave Attack is really the main way to beat Rhea, because Rhea is... like, her Miracle is really what makes her tough to get rid of. So, if you're able to just get her into Miracle range and then have that extra hit to finish her off, I think Rhea is probably going to succumb at that point. So, I wouldn't bet against Eirika being able to beat Rhea. Giving equipped units Brave Attack and using her with Sigurd Ring sounds amazing, though. Yeah, I would agree with that. Huh. I could have swore there were more people that... there's definitely... okay, here's one. This ring feels pretty weak. No, even if it was once per turn and didn't have an attack drop, it would compete with other rings for melee nukes. Desert Marissa is a great unit anyway. The ring might be stronger in the future if a unit doesn't need a movement ring comes out and Marissa's support doesn't hold up. Marissa's support is always going to hold up, I think, because it's just Brave Attacking, and 3 column and 3 row is the area of effect. That's insane for Brave Attack support. Like, you don't need to worry about triangle attack or dual strike having the X amount of units or Y amount of units in the right spaces to do it. It's just free if you've got Marissa in 3 columns or 3 rows. So, I don't think Marissa's support is ever going away. If the ring is weak, I think... weak is probably the wrong way of putting it. I think it's just, like, economical, like I've said before. It gives you the option to have Brave Attacking without needing to run that extra unit just for support. First skippable emblem in the game. All right, Kamer. I mean, I have to pass, so I'll summon, but... or I have the Fey Pass, so I'll summon, but those emblem ring restrictions and style restrictions are rough. What are the restrictions on her style? Hold on. So, what was it? Wind Sword style? Only she can use this, by the way, at the moment. So, attack from 2 spaces away. Can't attack adjacent foes. Calculates damage using defensive res. That's another thing in her favor, by the way. She gets adaptive damage off of that. Unit suffers a counterattack if any of the following conditions are met. I mean, this doesn't really have to be a restriction. This is just combat. Like, the enemy will be able to hit her. And then after combat, movement effects do not occur. So that would include, like, hit and run, pass, or not pass. Hit and run, lunge, like, what are the other ones? Drag back, like those types of skills. Skill effect range treated as 1. So that the reason why skill effect range treated as 1 is because there are skills that proc based on how many, like, range the enemy has. So, like, Pavis and Aegis, like they mentioned right here. Also, like, distant guard and close guard and stuff like that. So, look, there's not really many restrictions on this style, honestly. It's basically just this one. Oh, where is it? A unit can attack from 2 spaces away. A unit can't attack an adjacent foe with the style. That's basically it. Otherwise, she is pretty much good to go. The only way I can see that even coming into play is if she's surrounded. Like, if there's 4 units surrounding Eirika, and you would like to use the style to get your adaptive damage, she's not going to be able to do that. So, she would just have to attack them with a regular attack there. But is that even that big of a deal? Not really. There's no real restrictions on this style. If he means the emblem ring, then yeah, that is pretty restricted. But Eirika herself and her style, I don't really think have that many restrictions. They're pretty bread and butter. It's just like, what they say is what they're going to do. All right, and then Kai over here says, is it just me or is she really undertuned? Guess not all emblems are going to be super cracked. I mean, she's still great, but it feels like they were super cautious with not going overboard with her, which would have been nice with some of the other emblems. Like, which other emblems were they super cautious with? I mean, Sigurd was way over the top, man. Sigurd was ridiculous. Emblem Lyn was ridiculous. Ike, for the time, like when Emblem Ike came out, he was cracked beyond belief. He was just like the dumbest unit ever. I think when he was in his prime, that was the most annoying unit by far. It probably in the game's history to deal with. Like day one Emblem Ike, that was not fun, man. But Marth was like kind of mediocre. Even on release, he was kind of mediocre, but his ring was just nice to open up builds for other units with the -1. And then Celica, like her ring, they definitely went overboard with Celica's ring. But Celica herself, I never thought was like this crazy-ass unit or anything like that. Because she doesn't really do enough DPS to be a threat. She does enough to kill, like, certain things, but not, like, heavily armored tanks and things like that. So, I don't know, man. There have been Emblem heroes that were cracked. As far as Eirika goes, is she cracked? I don't know yet. I think she's very good. She's at least in talks with Emblem Sigurd. If you think Emblem Sigurd is good, you probably think this Eirika is good. So, let's just put it like that for now. I think she's very good. Yeah, that's probably about enough. We've taken a look at quite a bit. So, yeah, people are kind of downplaying her a little bit. The ring downplay, I think, is fine. The unit downplay, I don't think is fine. I think it's pretty obvious she's going to be very good. So, that's going to wrap us up for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you guys think about Emblem Eirika? She should be dropping in 6 minutes from now. So, hopefully you guys are going to have some good luck on your summons. And that's it for now. So, this is your boy Top Show signing out. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.